Hi, I'm Rula from Change Your Life Now. Out on my morning walk in this beautiful park near my place. And my thoughts today were about changing lives. How are we changing our lives for the better? How are we allowing what is happening around us to affect us? You know, we receive our life force energy, our chi, our prana, through the food that we eat, the nourishment, the minerals, the elements that we take and we consume through our food, because we are made of these. We come from the earth. We're made from minerals and elements that are found in the soils. So that is one way that we receive our life force energy. The other way is through our parents, through our genes, and through the nourishment that we received from our parents, the love, the care, the compassion, the nurturing. And through our grandparents, that's a different energy. It's a completely different energy. Again, ancestral trauma, for example, can be inherited from parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, and so on. And our life force energy is also through the environment. So around us, the influence, the news, the media, the education system, the religious system, the controls and systems that have been in place for hundreds of years. And if we allow that to trigger us and to upset us and to hurt us and to make us fearful, then we're not receiving nourishment from it. So for us to be aware of how we have been nourished in our lives, whether it's not eating well, whether it's addictions, whether it's abuse, whether it's controls from various outside influences, and we are not allowing ourselves to receive life force energy, then we get sick. And if we're not aware of it, that is what builds up in our body at a cellular level and affects us. So the first and the most important thing to do is to be aware of how you feel, because we need to feel. We need to use our senses to understand, how do we feel? Do we feel well? Do we feel energized? Do we feel happy? Do we feel abundant? Do we feel worthy? So we really have to tune into how we feel. And then we have to go to understand, why do I feel this way? If I feel angry, where does this anger come from? If I feel unworthy, if I feel that I'm not good enough. We really have to tune into our feelings. And it's very hard when we're not aware, when we're not conscious, because all of this nourishment that we've received from outside of us has gone into an unconscious level, into the cells. So we're not logically aware of it. And it's very difficult to try and logically process when you're not feeling good, when you're not happy, when you're not in a good place, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a career, whether it's your health. It's very difficult to logically process it. And we try to. We look it up. We ask this person. We ask this person. We research here. We ask. Now we've got AI and we can ask all these questions. But my philosophy is ask yourself. Go within and connect to your highest self, the beautiful being that you are, your soul, the divine within you. That is pure love. That is absolutely perfect. And because we have learned all these things in our lifetime, in this particular lifetime that we are living, we are not allowing ourselves to connect to our true essence. And so the work that I do is help my clients connect to their true essence and to understand how they have been affected by outside of themselves, and they judge themselves. Because that's what we do. We judge ourselves. And we think we're not good enough. We think we're not like that person. We look at what other people are doing and we think, no, I want that. So it's just a connection between your divine within you and your physical three-dimensional being, which is very material based. So if this is something that you want to explore, if this is something that excites you about going deeper and understanding why you have those feelings, why you have those emotions, right? Because emotions are important. We need our emotions. Otherwise, we can't understand what's going on. But when we suppress those emotions, that's when it becomes dangerous. So we have to be aware of our emotions, how we are suppressing them and not dealing with them. And then we have to do something about it so that we can change our lives for the better. So if this is something that interests you, reach out. Just send me a DM and then let's talk. Thanks.